Welcome to Atlanta News First Plus, and we have some major breaking news, especially for all you Braves fans out there. Want to announce that we now have a new partnership. Your Atlanta Braves now coming to our sister station, Peachtree TV. A brand new multi-year deal between our parent company, Gray Media, the Atlanta Braves, and FanDuel Sports Network is going to bring the Braves back to broadcast television. So this move will bring several spring training and regular season games to Peachtree TV, giving you a place to watch your favorite team for free. We're going to broadcast 10 exclusive spring training games. This is a multi-year deal, again, between our parent company, Gray Media, the Braves, FanDuel Sports Network. So this deal is going to bring Braves baseball to 24 great television markets all across 6 different states. That's more than 15 million households. Gray Media Chairman and CEO Hilton Howell talked about why Braves fans are really the winners in this deal.
I'm an old history guy, and I love the story and the roots and how it all began. And it was Ted Turner taking this thing on cable nationwide and WTBS, the superstation. And then when TBS and then Peachtree was created and they're split apart, and they were on Peachtree TV. And we're thrilled to have them back.
Absolutely, and we're going to have much more on that coming up at 11 o'clock here on ANF Plus, and we're going to push out all things Braves to our Atlanta News First app, which is free to download, and that way, if you download that, you'll make sure that you don't miss any updates as we get new details on the schedule. Taking a live look now at the home of the Braves right now, Truist Park. It's unbelievable. This is literally a look at our sky cam right now.
Yeah, and that's up at Truist Park. I mean, it's a few hundred feet in the air, but you normally would be able to see Truist Park, right there in the camera. But because of the fog, hard to see this morning.
Yeah. So here's First Alert meteorologist Cutter Martin explaining what's going on, with that situation. You can't see much.
Yeah, obviously it's a scenario this morning which is gloomy, and in some cases, we're seeing visibility be, very, very reduced in a very short span of time. Whereas, you could be driving along, visibility's okay, and then all of a sudden you get back into it, and it will reduce visibility. The fog, that is, you're gonna have to tap the brakes and just be ready to do that. So just want to let you know, very changeable conditions on the morning commute. If you're not at the office yet, again, just something to keep an eye on, letting you know fog is still there. If anything, it's gotten a little foggier here around the immediate metro. But hey, fog reminds me of spring training, and before too long, the Braves will be at spring training, and then hopefully on your TV at home. Again, really exciting times ahead here. Now, forecast-wise, not as exciting. You can see current visibility right now down to 13/100ths of a mile, so just over a tenth of a mile visibility at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. 0 mile visibility, so somewhere between, I would say, less than a tenth. That's what LaGrange is reporting. Similar in Carrollton, maybe not truly 0, but not far above that. And the same in Milledgeville. Really, it's south of I-20 is where we are seeing the worst of the fog right now, the lowest of the visibility. And I think that that'll be the case here for the next maybe hour and a half to 2 hours. Again, I'm First Alert meteorologist Cutter Martin here at the check of the First Alert forecast. We're going to get back to some news headlines with Joy Lim-Nakrin here in just a moment. But do want to walk you through the forecast on this First Alert weather day. Kind of a two-parter here. 2 things we want you to be alert to. The fog this morning, that could very well slow you down. Hopefully you're already in the office, you're getting comfortable, you're in and on time, but if you haven't left yet, lower visibility may have you tapping the brakes and driving more slowly than normal out there. We've had a few crashes this morning, not necessarily related to fog, but nonetheless, typical morning commute. You throw fog in the picture, certainly does not help. And then the second part of this First Alert weather day is a chance for a few showers as we get into the evening hours. This is another live look outside, top of Atlanta News First. Typically, we would see the Midtown skyline there in the distance, just on the other side of the connector. Not seeing that now. And I think that we're probably seeing our lowest visibility of the morning right now. And then we'll see it improve as we get into the afternoon, and hopefully a little bit of sunshine also in the forecast. But with low clouds, fog, by this time yesterday, we're already starting to break out into sunshine. So we're 2 degrees cooler than just 24 hours ago. However, that trend not necessarily going to last into the afternoon. Today will be a warm day across North Georgia and Metro Atlanta. Trying to get our hour-by-hour temperatures to load up here. Computer is giving me a little bit of trouble this morning, but here let's go ahead and load up hour by hour forecast. Might not let me. Okay, let's go back here. Come on, technology. Here we go. Hour by hour again, starting to hopefully. Computer may be having an issue here. Oh, let's see if we can get this up. All right, there we go. Finally appears to be behaving. Again, hour-by-hour temperature. We will continue to warm. We've been in the mid-50s so far this morning. As we get to noon, temperatures in the upper 60s. And then as we get to 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, we're back in the mid-70s. Yesterday, the high temperature in Atlanta was 74. Today, 75. Not only is that abnormally warm, average high temperature is nearly 20 degrees cooler than that. It could, if we get to 75, it could break a record for the city of Atlanta, of course, official climate site where we get our numbers and our data and our climate history from. That's Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. Not only will it be warm in Atlanta, but across the board here, much of North Georgia and the entire metro forecast to have temperatures, peaking in the upper 60s to near 70. That's up in the mountains. 74, though, 75, close to that in Atlanta. 75 Covington, 76 in Thomaston. The warmer weather, the warmest of the temperature, some upper 70s in here will be south of I-20 and back into communities back into middle Georgia. We're Macon, areas as close as Macon and, Forsyth, Georgia, not Forsyth County, but Forsyth, Georgia, just north of Macon, could approach 80 degrees this afternoon. And around that time is when a cold front's going to approach. We're going to have isolated to widely scattered showers move in. Again, let's roll this clock back here. This is a forecast model, what a computer thinks the weather will do through the rest of the day. Forecast models are not always perfect, but we use our training as meteorologists here on the First Alert Weather team, looking at the new data coming in and just to set up what's actually happening outside to put together that forecast. And I will say models have a decent handle on what has already happened, so looking like they're going to have a decent handle on the forecast on through the rest of the afternoon. Again, we'll kind of roll you through that here. 1, 2, 3 p.m. Fog gradually gives way to some clearer weather, but by 4 p.m. already tracking some scattered showers moving in from far north and northwest Georgia. And then by 6, 7, 8 p.m. the greatest rain chance for the city of Atlanta. It's relatively brief, but if you have dinner plans tonight, anything going on outside, certainly rain could put a bit of a damper on that briefly. Not an all-evening rain. It won't be a widespread rain. In fact, I think many folks will miss out on the rain, but still something to keep an eye on, something to watch out for as we head into the evening hours. Of course, that's long after this morning's fog has lifted and left the forecast. Before we wrap it up here, I do want to bring attention to the weekend. Another First Alert weather day. Saturday is shaping up to be very chilly across much of North Georgia. In fact, all of the southeast. Temperatures plunge back to below normal levels with highs back in the mid to upper 40s Saturday. A First Alert weather day, a sharper drop in temperature, 46 Sunday, 49 Monday. So a stretch of, 72 hours or so where we don't even reach 50 degrees, and we're tracking widespread freezing temperatures overnight. Probably going to have a hard freeze in the forecast as early as Saturday morning across much of the area. So again, I want to thank you for tuning in and for watching. We're wrapping up the weather portion of this Atlanta News First Plus stream. We are back on for weather where you are at 11:30. If you have any weather questions, comments, concerns, or just need an updated look at where the fog is and where the forecast is improving, you can catch the stream where you're streaming now, starting at 11:30.
Yeah, thank you so much, Cutter. And I want to just get back to some of the news headlines that we're following. And unfortunately, I have to report some somber news at this hour, which is that 2 people have died in a fire, a very large fire at a Northwest Atlanta church, no less. And this happened overnight. This is according to the Atlanta Fire Rescue Department. Firefighters were called to the building in the 600 block of Cameron and Alexander Boulevard Northwest, which is in the English Avenue neighborhood, at around 11:30 last night. The church was completely engulfed in flames, they said. Once the fire died down, firefighters started searching the building, and that is when they found 2 bodies. Neighbors told Atlanta News First that the church has actually been abandoned for years. The victims' identities have not been released at this time. The cause of that fire is under investigation. Of course, we're going to keep following the latest developments here on Atlanta News First and Atlanta News First Plus. Also want to let you know about this very frightening situation in Clayton County. So now we're hearing from neighbors after this incident, which was a traffic stop that then turned into a manhunt, leading to a standoff with a man barricaded inside of a townhome. Atlanta News First Don Shipman has been with the First Alert breaking news tracker in Lovejoy with what neighbors are saying.
People here in this community are beginning to wake up, and they're asking questions about what happened here during the overnight. And it really was a scary situation. All of it unfolding right there inside that townhouse where you see the light on above the garage. The neighboring townhouses had to be evacuated, and that arrest being made, captured on camera. Here he is being led away in handcuffs. This right around 4:30 this morning, just before we went live on the air. Authorities telling us that Cornelius Davis was wanted on aggravated assault charges out of Atlanta, where a gun was used. They say that they spotted his vehicle in this area. This is the Chatham Townhomes along Chatham Drive and Doherty Place. We're right behind a big gas station, a new community here. They say that when they attempted to arrest him, he hit an officer. Authorities say that Davis then barricaded himself inside his townhome and attempted to escape by climbing through the attic into a neighboring vacant unit. A woman who lives in a unit on the other side next door says that he was a nice guy.
Very nice gentleman. So it shocked me that they were looking for him. The neighbor, they're new. So this whole line of people are new here. And it's such a nice community, and they're constantly building, so it's odd.
And Lovejoy Police getting some help from the Clayton County Sheriff's Department's SWAT team. Thankfully, no one was injured. This manhunt and standoff ended peacefully, with Davis now facing new charges. We're here in Clayton County. Don Shipman, Atlanta News First.
And look at this, Santa spreading some holiday cheer at a Metro Atlanta hospital. Here's a look as he visited the neonatal intensive care unit, also known as the NICU, of Wellstar Cobb Medical Center. Santa and Mrs. Claus met some of the hospital's tiniest patients and made some beautiful, heartwarming moments. More on all of our top stories on AtlantaNewsFirst.com, also by downloading our free app. Now back to Local News Live.